Jerry Jones actually paid up. Shout out to my man JTuck151. We'll get in touch next week because I know you want to do a video collab with me. But he's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, so I'm sure he's very excited about this because I thought this whole CeeDee Lamb situation was going to last into the season and he would not play in week 1 against us on September 8th. But here we are.
I think Dallas and Jerry Jones knew the whole time that they need to get this deal done with CeeDee Lamb because, as I've been saying, and when we talk about the NFC East in the next segment, when we go over our NFL preview predictions, I will be discussing this. That without CeeDee Lamb, the Dallas Cowboys offense is a pop gun offense. Brandon Cooks, to me, is not the same receiver he once was. He may be a number 2 or number 3 wide receiver. They really don't have anybody else. Tony Pollard is now out the door there in Dallas. So if CeeDee Lamb does not play or something were to happen to CeeDee, I think it's a risk by the Cowboys. And we all know that Jerry Jones is out here trying to sabotage Dak Prescott because he doesn't want to pay Dak. I don't know what's going on with that situation, but out of Dak, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb, generally in most cases, you don't want to pay wide receiver big boy money, but CeeDee Lamb absolutely deserved this contract, and I think it was only a matter of time. Again, could he have sat out week 1? I agree with you. It was possible. This does not change my outlook on not only that game at Cleveland, which I know we will go in depth about next Tuesday, where they're in championship rings. Not only does not change my opinion about that game, it doesn't change my opinion about the Cowboys season at all.
I mean, their whole moniker going into this season was what? All in. And we weren't sure what that meant because they didn't do anything throughout free agency or really for the most part in the draft. And I guess all in really by how their offseason has gone means we're putting all our poker chips into the middle. You guys have to prove yourself. Think about it. Mike McCarthy on the last year of his deal. Dak Prescott on the last year of his deal. Micah Parsons, he wants a contract extension. And there's a laundry list of other guys who are on the last year of their deals. So really, this season is all or nothing for the Dallas Cowboys.
And I'll tell you what, again, CeeDee Lamb got his money. He absolutely deserved it. I don't know why this took Jerry Jones so long. I think Jerry tries to think that, the Cowboys are in Texas. There's no state tax. They're America's team, the branding and all that. CeeDee's going to take a discount. If he would have got this deal done, because the deal is actually very similar to what A.J. Brown signed and what Devontae Smith signed and what Jalen Waddle signed and even Justin Jefferson. It's just there is more guaranteed money and more money up front for CeeDee because he was signed 3 or 4 months after those guys have already been signed.
And think about the ramifications of this for other wide receivers. There's a certain disgruntled wide receiver in San Francisco that this could have major ramifications on. I think you know who I'm talking about there, Brandon Ayuk. And I'm sure there's other wide receivers across the league that this could affect as well.
Potentially Jamar Chase in Cincinnati, even though he did sort of a hold in, not really a hold out. He's back at practice. Somebody brought it up today. I think Jamar Chase is going to play this year out and then go next year and see if he can top Justin Jefferson for the highest paid receiver in the NFL. But CeeDee Lamb only had 1 year left on his contract. Again, Dallas had to get this deal done. Maybe a bit surprising it happened this late. I did not think that Jerry Jones was going to let this go into week 1.
Given Dallas's history, I also didn't think it could last into week 1. But again, given how everything has played out this offseason for the Dallas Cowboys, it would not have surprised me in the least if it had gone into week 1.
Well, here's the question. And again, this is all a moot point now because he has signed his contract. But, was Jerry hoping that CeeDee would, we'd get to this point the last, cut down day was today. Preseason has ended. Did Jerry think, oh, CD's going to cave? CD's not going to want to miss his first game check? Because we know in the NFL, if you don't pay, it's not like the NBA and MLB. In the NFL, if you don't play, you don't get paid. And they only get paid game checks, which is now 17 games a year, going to be 18 games in a few years. But was Jerry hoping, CD's going to wait to the last second and then K because he doesn't want to miss a game check?
He might have been thinking that. I can see what you're saying. But, I mean, you look at the wide receiver market now, and you see how valuable the wide receiver is to the
They're
quarterback.
making double and sometimes triple of the running back position. McCaffrey is the highest paid back in the NFL. What's his average? Like 15 million a year or something like that.
I'd have to look it up.
Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson are easily over 30 million.
Yeah, I mean, look at Calvin Ridley, who got a massive contract with the Tennessee Titans this offseason.